got a package in the mail last night from Chris. Oh man. Builds United, Builds Unlimited. Builds United. I'm going to put a link to his page in the description. So I want you to go over there and like and follow and all that stuff for him. Don't worry about me. I'm good. And I know what's in the package already. So, my mess. Let's see what's in there. Let's see what's in there. So exciting! Oh, by the way, see that rail in the back there? I'm finally working on this upper cupboard. I'm not sure it's really going to be worth my time. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. Because as you know, the van's curved this way. It's curved this way. It's curved this way. And yeah, but I'll explain that. I don't know if it'll be in this video or not. Let's see what we got here. Pinch up on your blade and just have a tip exposed. This way you won't cut too deep into the package. What, no shirtless pictures, Chris? Chris is dreamy. He's taken, ladies. They're not perfect, but hopefully they are acceptable. Dude, of course they're acceptable. I mean, the fact that you even did this is a big friggin' deal. It just, you know, goes out. It just proves, it shows the Astro Van Tribe thing. Chris is doing a lot for the Astro Van community. And, I mean, he really shows you what he's doing, even when he is screwing up. But he's great with it. I get a kick out of his videos, and he's really, I mean, he bought a van from a crackhead for $500, Astro Van. And he's just been doing, he's been hitting the junkyards recently and been pulling parts. And I love that he's doing that. And I hope he does more of that, because it shows you guys how, if you go to the junkyard with some basic tools, you can just scavenge so many parts off of these vans. If you've got a cargo van with no windows, he just pulled a side door with the side window. And I'm thinking, for those of you with cargo vans, without this is the most important thing if you have a cargo van, this window right here. Because if you don't have that window when you're trying to back out somewhere, you can't see anything. I had a cargo van, and it's a little bit sketchy, especially right where I'm at here in LA, when I try to back out of this driveway. When I didn't have windows, it's just a constant issue. Bicycles zipping by, cars. Plus you get the ventilation if you get one out of a passenger van. Anyhow, back to this. Can you pronounce your last name for me? Can you pronounce your last name for me? Funny story. Thank you. Great excuse for more content. Let's make this video longer and talk more about shit that has nothing to do with. I said my last name incorrectly most of my life, well, until in my 30s, until I went to Greece. So I grew up saying Zikopoulos, and that's just what it was. And then I went to Greece, and it's Zikopoulos, or Zikopoulos. Zikopoulos is really the way to pronounce it correctly. If you're a woman, they drop the S at the end. It's Zikopoulos. I didn't know any of that. So I felt dumb, which is clearly, that wasn't the first time I ever felt dumb. I felt dumb many times since then. I feel dumb a lot of the times when I'm doing this for you. But that's how it is. Zikopoulos. Zikopoulos. Mike Z is good. The Mike Z design thing happened because when I moved out here and I was building sets, I got into the film industry. I was designing and building theater sets. My name's, I've been written up, it wasn't about me, but my name's been mentioned in many, many articles back in the early 90s. Matter of fact, my name's in the first ever Los Angeles magazine for a theater set I designed, built. I was the stage manager, I acted out a part in it. Yeah, assistant director. That's a great story. But everybody started calling me Mike Z because of the last name. So Mike Z Design was a thing I just came up with off the cuff when I was trying to do a website or something, business card, something, years and years and years ago, going back to the 90s. And I just stuck with it because I'm lazy. That's what it boils down to. Okay, thank you. Maybe we'll continue this and I'll try putting them on. How's that sound? Hang on a second. So once again, feeling dumb. I just realized this. I'm like, how does this fit? This doesn't fit. What the? This actually has to sit on top of this. And I see a line here, which had to be from the old cladding. It's been a while since I took the cladding off. And there's a screw hole here, and there's one here. And they would go for these two. There's no other place really for me to mount this. I'm going to have to make a bracket or something to hold it at the bottom. Just on mine, you can see, I think you can see, this has all been hammered down. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe? I get super kooky with this. You see that there? That was all punched in, hammered down before the van came to me. So it took a couple minutes to figure this out. But yeah, it actually kind of holds itself in place right there. It's going to be more about figuring this out on the bottom here, a way to make that work. So I'm just going to have to figure that out. But it definitely looks better. So I'm going to mess with that this morning. What else do I got to do? Hang on a second. Okay, so this is just a container. I'm going to take these out. Container of stuff from pulling parts from the van, as you guys know. Actually, no, I'll leave these in. They stay with the hooks. And then this is something I keep in the van. This one here, it's got fuses in it, and I put the fasteners I've pulled from other stuff. These screws should work. In case they don't, I've got these here, which might be better. It kind of got that built-in washer. And then I've got some L brackets and whatnot here, just from another job where I salvaged material. And I'm going to try to make that all work with mounting these things. So hang on. So this is bicycle stuff. A lot of brake bolts, little things for your gearing. Another container of that stuff. You know, again, I hoard this stuff so I can build bikes. And I will find something like this that matches on both sides. You might recognize that nut from a caliper brake, or a couple of these. I have two of these bolts here that match. Don't have a second nut yet. Those two are a matching pair. So that's what I'll use. Inside here, I'll make some sort of bracket that I screw to the sheet metal and comes down. I can put through the hole down there to hold this at the bottom. And then I'll put the one screw in here and the one screw on the back side. That should be enough to hold this. Are you happy now, Chris? Are you happy? Is that space not bothering you anymore? Actually, I'm stoked. So I'm kind of blown away that I was able to make this work, because there's definitely not enough mounting points in my system. I put a screw in here. I'll show you the hardware in a second. And I put one in here, and I just went with new hardware there. Now inside here, you can see what's going on. I had a pre-drill, and I used a self-tapping screw here. This is just a bracket piece that I did a kooky S-bend to. And then I got lucky with a Allen head stainless steel bolt that fit perfect through the holes in here, so it threaded itself. That's not going anywhere. I could put a nut on the back of that if I wanted to be extra sure. Also, there's this little tab here. It's like a squished U that the very corner of this thing here fit into. So help me register that. But that's it. So there's a point there. There's 2 points up here. That's it. Here's the underside of it. So I did have to drill one more hole through the plastic, and I don't mind that. Looks trick, man. This was to drill a larger hole just through the plastic so that that screw would go through there without any resistance. You don't want to be binding through the plastic and then into the steel as well. And then I just grabbed it with my fingers and kind of held it in place and set the screw and started spinning it with the Allen key. So I'll get the other one on. These are the 2 screws I used going into, you know, behind the door and on the other side there. This is the self-tapper. Here's the piece of steel. I'll put the S-bend on in the vise here with the large crescent wrench, real easy. And then this is the stainless steel matching Allen head screw. All of this came about by going through this thing and that thing and these things and this thing. So, you know, it's a job that if you have everything in front of you, yeah, minutes, it's done. But a job that takes a few minutes to do after you have all the things in front of you is one thing. Hunting around for a half hour, just trying to find all the stuff and making it work. Woo! That's the thing, man. So, and that's the thing about, I build bikes too. I got a guy right now kind of having me to build him a clunker. He showed me a picture of a frame and he wants me to do it. But the thing is clunking ain't easy. And making all those parts that were not intended to fit together, that's a whole job within itself. Plus you're working with parts that you don't know the condition of them. And then I have to look for stuff. Not only that, but the shop has to be set up to build a bicycle. Right now I'm in woodworking mode. Doesn't look like it because I haven't even set the shop up yet today. But if I was to build a bicycle, then it becomes bicycle world. And then there's grease on this table and everything else. And I have to degrease all of that so I can get back into woodworking mode. So it's not like I can just, at the drop of a dime, switch gears on what I'm doing. But I think that'll stay on there. And man, Chris, thank you so much. Super cool, man. Looks real good. I'll get the other side on there. Thanks again, man. Bye.